Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi WordPress theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, I had a great question somebody posted on one of my YouTube videos regarding Divi. They said, well, how do I animate the text within a box? I've done tutorials on how to animate any module and thing, but how do you actually animate the text within a box? Well, it's really easy. All we need to do is give this module a unique class name and then target the CSS using some custom CSS. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's edit this page. And here's that module we were looking at. There's the text and there's the image. And so let's target this module right here. Just open it up. There's what we want there. What have we got here? We've got heading 2 and H2 title, and we've got just regular paragraph text. So if we go over to the advanced tab here, we need to give it a unique class, one that we haven't used before. I'm just going to call it txt for no particular reason. And we want to save that. Now we've given it a class, we can actually target this actual module and the elements in it. In other words, the H2, go back in there, we can target the H2 and we can target the P. So just remember that, txt, because that's what we're using. So let's save and exit. Okay, now we want to go to our dashboard, down to our Divi. I think I've got it open here. To our theme options. So we're in our dashboard, Divi, theme options. On the first tab, the general tab, if you slide down to the bottom, there's a custom CSS box. Here we go, and I've already got a bunch of junk in there. Let's make a bit of space. And we'll give it a title. Just it makes it easier to find another time if we need to re-edit it. / */ / which is the commonly used comment for CSS, and we'll call it text decoration or text CSS. Okay. Now what was the name of our box? It was txt, wasn't it? So we need to put period or dot txt to tell it to select that box. So that's period txt. And the title was an H2, wasn't it? Heading 2. So that's H2. That's what we want to target there. And when do we want it to happen? We want it to happen when it's on hover. So it's colon. And this is really important. No space. No space. Repeat after me. Like I always say, repeat after me. No space. Hover. If you put a space in there, it won't work. Open and close some curly brackets. Give it a little bit of space there, and in between here, this is where we want to put our custom CSS. So what do we want it to do? Well, let's say we want the font size to grow a bit. I'm guessing, I don't know what the font size is at the moment. Let's say font size, let's say we want it to change to 40 pixels. I don't think it was as big as that. It looked 25-ish, I think 30 maybe. Okay, let's make it change color. So let's make it change to a blue color or something like that. So we'll just write color, blue. That'll do. Let's see if that works before we go any further. We'll have a bit of fun with this and make it look a little eye-catching. Of course, you can go too far with CSS. It's very easy to do. So when you've put in your CSS, you need to just roll down, and you'll see this Save Changes box right there. Just click on that till you get a little green check mark up here. There we go. Just going to close that box out a bit. We don't need all that text on screen. It just makes life more difficult. There we go. Let's leave it at that. Back to our page, update our changes. And now let's preview the changes. Alright, now when we hover over that title, it should change to blue and it should get a little larger. There we go. Okay, it's okay, but it's kind of a little boring and it's kind of happening a little bit quick, I'd have said. So let's go back in and just make that a little more interesting looking. And also we'll go back in and we'll target this text here, which is our paragraph text. So let's go back in, back to our theme options, back to our custom CSS here. And let's just add some more to this H2 title here. Let's make it font weight bold. That'll give it a bit more body. Let's give it a bit of text shadow. And let's say 5 pixels. Let's do 5 pixels across the board. And give it a dark grey color. And it was happening a little bit quickly for my, if I show you, let's go back there quickly and just show you. When we moused over it, kind of just jumps, bang, bang. Let's give it, let's make it happen over a bit of time. So back to our CSS. We want to put in transition duration. If you use this attribute, CSS attribute, you might want to use vendor prefixes such as moz and WebKit. If you don't know what those are, have a look at one of my simple CSS videos. I got some vendor prefix videos there just to explain it. It just means that it's going to be compatible with all browsers. So let's make it duration 1 second. You can do it milliseconds if you want to. And we're giving it a text shadow. Let's put a bit of space in there. Let's take a look at that now. Go to our page, refresh the page. Okay, now it should do all kind of things. We should have a text shadow underneath. It should turn blue. It should get bigger, and it should also take a second to do it. There we go. It's not turning blue. Why are you not turning blue? Let's have a look. Missed my colon off the semicolon off the blue, so it's not reading it. If you miss a colon, miss a semicolon, then it will not see the code that's missing the text there. So let's save that again and have another go. And a quick refresh. And try that again. There we go. So this time it's taking a second. A second might be too long, but you get the idea. Okay, well, let's target this paragraph text now, and it's exactly the same. Let's go back in there. And I'm going to target the module .txt. This time we want to target the paragraph text. It's P. And so we want colon, no space, hover, open and close some curly brackets. Give it a bit of space, and this is where we put our CSS in here. Okay, let's give it, I don't know, make the font size about 18. It looks to be about 12 or 14 there. So font size 18 pixels. PX, not OX, colon. And let's, I don't know, give it a color of purple perhaps. This is going to look a bit strange, but purely for demonstration. Obviously you have yours how you want it. And let's push it down a bit. So let's give it a margin at the top. Of, I don't know, let's give it 50 pixels. That'll push it down a little bit. And this time, instead of text shadow, because text shadow kind of looks a bit blurry on the smaller font sizes, let's give it a box shadow. That'll give the shadow around the actual container that it's in. And let's give it sort of centered, so that's 0 pix. And we'll give it a drop of 10 pix. So it goes down sort of 10 pix. And let's give it, don't want too much of a spread, let's say 15 pixels spread. And we'll use that dark grey again. That'll probably do it. Oh, because we're giving it a shadow, let's give it a bit of extra padding around the side because it might be contained within that box. So let's just give it some padding. Let's say just 20 pixels to do it. That'll give it some breathing room when it grows. And again, let's give it a duration time. This time we'll give it, I don't know, 3/4 of a second, 0.75. Just to illustrate what I was talking about last time, I'll do let's copy this. Make sure I got my semicolon on the end there. Vendor prefixes, so we want to do WebKit, which these are nowadays pretty much the only two that you need to do. That covers Chrome and Safari, I think. I can't actually remember, to be honest with you. I just do it out of habit. And Moz, which covers Firefox, which means it should work in Firefox also. I've got a little extra space there. Okay, so we got the font size increasing to 18 pix. Should turn purple. It should drop down a bit because I've been at margin at the top. It should have a box shadow, so the container should have a shadow on it. And we've given the actual writing some padding, so it should have 20 pixels around it. Should take 3/4 of a second to do it. Hold on, I've just put, I'm going to have to resave that. Semicolon, semicolon. Save it. Got a little check mark back there. Back to the page. Do a refresh. Now then, see if it does everything we want. Make sure the title's still working. Okay, title's doing its thing. Now let's see what happens when we hover over this. There we go. Seems to be happening instantly, and we're missing a color. So what have I forgotten here? Let's have a look. Font size, that's working. Box shadow's working. Padding's working. I'll put a second on there. Forgot to tell it 0.7 watt. Now I don't know why the color wasn't working there. Color. Oh, that's because I've got a semicolon there instead of a colon. This is called debugging, guys. This is when you do things too quickly. So let's save that again. And back to the page. Quick refresh. Let's see if we got it right this time. There we go. So it's taking 3/4 of a second for the transition, which again is probably a little bit too long. We've got a margin at the top that's pushing it down. We've got our drop shadow, box shadow. We've got 20 pixels around the text itself. So there you have it. A little overkill, but that is how to animate text within your modules. And thanks for that question, whoever posted it. It was a good question. Well, I hope that's been useful to you. If it has, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in web design and web development, please take one of our courses below. We have some huge discounts for our YouTube subscribers, and there's also some great free courses down there. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.